Hello, guys. It's a Shield Tranny in Illuminati Lab broadcasting with the legal broadcast. Happy
Yeah.
Halloween. Oh, it's not Halloween already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Hello,
start.
hello, everybody. Let's wait for people to join. Let's wait for people to join so I can check the sound, of course. Sound is okay. People starting to join me. Shalom, shalom, guys. Shalom. Blessings, everyone. Hi,
What up?
Philip. Okay, so we have some recent news. Recent news. Um, we have Richard from Connecting the Dots here, a Flat Earth Offensive. Richard, how
What
do you
up?
do?
I'm staying level, like always. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But sometimes people think I say, make people get flat earth confused. Flat earth is a lifestyle, you know what I mean? When you wake up to this type of deception, it changes you mentally, spiritually, changes you everything, You got to get
yep,
that global mentality, get rid of that and start changing. So it's a lifestyle. You know what I mean? We start to have more patience, more understanding, more love. But yeah, like you were saying earlier, I got called. Matter of fact, they called me, you, and Flat Earth British. Uh, yes, and Illuminati. Show. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Illuminati show because we don't talk about bashing the Jews. We don't talk about the Jews. No,
I'm
because we
sorry.
don't.
I'm sorry, but this is might not be in your paradigm. I like say we used to say it in Russia. You're from
Right,
another planet. You're from
right.
another planet. Because I've been talking about those trolls that have been trolling me
You
from
can't
like
make this
a
shit up.
couple of weeks.
Where these people come from, Philip? I mean, wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, because I don't mix Jews and mud flood in the same goddamn video, I gotta be the control opposition. I gotta be the motherfucking Illuminati training show. You know what I mean? It's fucking ridiculous. I just laugh at it, man. That's how I deal with it. Um, you know, fucking crazy. So
Yeah.
how's so I'm glad that you came back
From
from
the
the moon.
moon.
Yeah, man. Fucking we were there for a minute, man.
Yeah. I thought if I'd stay a couple longer, I probably won't come back. So because it's so funny there.
Fucking dropped my coffee when I saw that shit, man. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah,
That was funny.
since we have free tickets to the moon, why don't we, use them?
Man,
Maybe
anybody
the
can go. Anybody
yeah,
can go. Anybody can go to the ISS too.
yeah.
Yeah,
I just I
maybe
just
next one you do is you're in the ISS. How about that?
well, I don't like puking in my scaphandre because it ain't got no toilet here, so it's probably I supposed to take it from the Russian model, but there were
Right,
no Russian model there, so they probably were full of crap, no
right. They
toilets.
was watching the Globebusters yesterday, and Bob from the Globebusters was showing these pressurized tanks, these vacuums, being crushed by the force of a vacuum and just crushed straight up metal. There's like actually videos on YouTube you can see where these big tanks are just being crushed by, you know what I mean? By the
Yeah.
vacuum.
Yeah, vacuum is very impressive because we
Man.
had this evidence like 3 years ago, and we're discussing it on Russian flat Earth uh, chats and videos. So it's like really impressive. By the way, if you see my blue eyes, it's just because I have glasses that protect me from blue light. So this is why I have blue eyes. So
Okay.
don't think just because I'm always watching my YouTube and I have like 8.8 hours 25 minutes average per day watching
Right.
YouTube. So
No
it's like
shit.
a lot. So it's like sometimes it's 15 hours, sometimes it's 5 hours. So it's
Yeah,
like
right.
it's like
That's the only thing. Well, see, I turned my TV off a long time ago, Philip. And the only thing only thing that I watch on my television is YouTube. That's the only thing. That's it. So I don't watch all the nonsense. I had to tune out of that nonsense.
Yeah. So I figured why my eyes are always so tired. So
Right.
I went to shop. So they said, let's check your vision. Vision is perfect, but why my eyes are so tired? So always like red things on the eyes like this. And they
Right.
said you should wear those glasses. So I ordered those glasses, and since then it was like 50% decrease in each month, and like almost no tiredness on my eyes when I
No
come
shit.
down. So it's like professional glasses, guys, and nothing else. I don't wear glasses when I walk around, so it's like
No shit.
okay,
Oh, cool. I didn't even know that. Thanks for that. I
yeah,
wasn't. I mean, I didn't give a fuck, but you know, but thanks for that. I appreciate it. Now I know.
yeah, yeah. It might help. It's not very expensive, but it might
Right.
help you with your eye problems. So it's like
Right. Yeah, it's all good.
don't lose your vision, and of course you should tell us when we're gonna see the Starfort chat with you and me.
I want to make it. I want to make it good. And so I'm still doing still a lot of research that I still want to do about these things, man. I'm not really comfortable in what I know. And I think there's still more about these things. Um, I'm really, it's plausible that these things were moving with the ground and were sort of like I said, earthquake proof. And was these things magnetized? You know, with the same thing, like these power stations, gas stations. Really want to kind of like look really, you know, really look into this and spend. I'm also was looking at other people's research, and I'm not. People are saying the same shit, and it's. I feel like there's a piece that's missing that really no one's really. I think we touched, but we really haven't really connected with these star forts. You know,
I mean, what I wanted to show today is like some footage from the crime and that were not included in the video that I did. In fact, I didn't have any dislike where the trolls at, and so I even doubt that there were any trolls in that day. So let me show you this short video.
okay.
Let's see, and you can like let me find it first.
And guys, everybody in the chat room, shout out to everybody in the chat room. Shout out to everybody watching this right now.
Yeah, maybe you have any questions before I start.
Yeah. While he's looking at that, can you share this out? Share this on the social media platforms.
I'm not sure I can share anything.
No, it's all good. That's what I was seeing. Anybody in that chat that could easily share things.
Okay, I called it Kremlin weirdest pictures. So I don't know. Have you heard any music I just played? No.
No, I didn't hear any music.
Oh, okay. Because it's like let's like share actually.
How's the weather up there? Is it cold?
Yeah, it's pretty cold. It's like okay.
Yeah.
At
You know,
least
you gotta send me a Kashunka, man. You gotta send me a Kashunka, man. I need one, man. You know, I need a Kashunka. I mean, that's what you know, a Kashunka. Real good one. You know what I mean?
I don't know what's happening. I can't share.
Look.
Why is that?
Maybe they on to us, man.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't share. Maybe something's wrong. It just don't let me press share. It just don't let it. Very weird. Okay. What do you wanted to show us? We're Richard from your Facebook page. Let's discuss those pictures because
yeah.
maybe you can share actually.
Yeah, well, let's see what we got going on here.
And I can check up the chat and see what
Beautiful.
people are asking us.
Well, I shared some photos today because it's just like no matter how much evidence you show people, can you see what I see right now?
Yeah.
Okay. And you just gotta, sometimes you gotta walk people through this stuff. There's a lot of people that are just now looking into this stuff and they can't connect the dots. They're talking about landslides and mudslides, and they don't have no idea what mud flood is or what we're actually talking about. I just got to keep that in mind that, this is new information to a lot of people from all over this flat plane realm. People are starting to connect the dots
Yeah.
and see
Yeah.
photos, and find photos. Because Philip, at the end of the day, there's overwhelming evidence of this mud flood event that happened. So what we're looking at right here is a building. And this building,
It's a museum. It's a museum
okay,
called the Rubil Museum. It's
okay,
from my hometown. It's the building, exact building I've been talking about when I was walking near this building each and every day. So it's
no
like,
shit.
yeah, it just, as you can see, show it back. Say something. So the screen.
Well, you mean right here?
Yeah. So as you can see, the top of this window was sticking, so it was like a little brick, and people thought it was a basement. It was a basement, just like all you guys that write me about the basements.
Right,
Everybody else would be thinking just this is a basement floor window, like a regular basement. So, but when they excavated, they saw what you see right now. So it's like,
right, sub-level. A whole nother door. Like this was like the original door right here. Look
yeah,
at this.
definitely. And to the right, also the door, and the door was bricked up.
Look at that. Yeah, it's bricked up. You know? So and then how old is this stuff? That's what we're trying to say. Like, wow.
And this
And
building is not very old. They say it's like 19th century, so it's like
mm,
the end of 19th century. So they probably used the old building, just like I've been talking, the old building foundation,
right,
and probably just extended it up there, or maybe used a couple of stories of that old building and extended it up for a couple more, which got buried actually.
right,
So people say they forgot to excavate even deeper now because they were like scared.
right. Look at that.
They have to just change the pavement and communications nearby. So that's what they found out while changing the pavement.
Right. So here, this is where the street level was at.
Yeah, yeah.
And when they excavated and they removed all this dirt, this is what was left. These windows, these bricks, and these door entrances, sub-level, okay, underground, folks. Okay, so there was an event where there was like liquid mud, okay, that encased these buildings. Okay, um, how and why, we're still trying to figure that out, but it happened. Okay, so and that's what we're trying, to inform people and let people know, like, look, check this out. And you can
And this is
find this in your neighborhood and where you live at, because this was a worldwide event that happened.
and this is actually uphill. So this is not downhill. It's up. It's the top of the city. This is not even lowest point. It's just the top point. So understand, this is not the lowest point of the city. It's not even close to the river or something. It's on the top of a hill.
Right.
So you like step on the hill, on the hill, on the hill, and you get this building, and then you walk straight. So it's the top of city level.
Wow. And what's crazy is, like, how far does this building go? You know what I mean? Mind blowing. Here we go. We have another example. It's
Yeah, also near my job right now where I'm working. That was my hometown like 3 2,000 miles from where I live right now, and this is where I live right now, Moscow actually. So this is
Okay.
also near my office. This is the Polytechnical Museum,
Oh
and
wow.
they say it was built in 19th century. Also, the second part of it.
Yeah, everything was built in the 19th century.
Everything was built in 19th century.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and it's so-called Neo-Russian style, but I think it looks more Tartarian than Neo-Russian. But who knows?
yeah,
Actually, also red brick
yeah.
building.
It's the Tartarian
And we
brick.
have the pictures of constructions, of course, we have them, but there also some, not like, total evidence, but some type of evidence, of course, they provide. But nobody can answer actually what is wrong with those bricked up windows down there and bricked up doors.
Yeah,
And this is huge. Those windows are huge. They look like small from here, right? From this view,
right.
but they are really huge, like 15
Wow.
8 to 10 meters, I think, deep, not less.
Right. Yeah, exactly. This is what we're talking about,
These are
folks.
huge doors and huge windows. These are like, big.
Yeah, good shit, man. And look how much earth they had to excavate and move. Look at the doors. Looks like there was a whole other door here.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And in fact, they excavated even more, and it was like 18 meters deep, and they had a museum of the so-called mine museum. So mining museum in this museum. So, and it was made like in Stalin's period. So, but nobody knew about these down bricked windows. So it's like
Oh,
totally new information. But for us, we never expected, of course, that they would easily show people, not show, but let people picture it, because they're so stupid. They don't understand what they're showing. They're like,
man.
oh, oh,
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
let's see.
Cultural layering. Check this out. Another good example of you can see where the street level was at up here.
Yep.
And this is where the mud and this is where they remove the mud, and this is what you get. You
Yeah,
get this
people,
mud.
and let's different. Let's specify. Mud is not just mud. Mud, it's clay, stone, rocks, the
Ash, whatever.
fractures.
Same
So,
shit. Right. Same shit is coming out of the earth. Okay. That's what we're talking about in case and everything. Someone told me, oh, we're talking about the same shit, man. Volcanoes is not what you think they are. Okay. Everything they told you on Discovery Channel, the History Channel, and all little National Geographic channels, it's all bullshit. Okay. Right. Figure it out yourself. Do your own research. So here we got another close. We got a close-up pitch of what you was talking about. You want to go over this with us? You see that how it was closer up.
yeah, these pictures are pretty famous for those who are aware of the topic, but for the newbies, of course, this is a great impact for them to understand that nothing is that so easy and so explainable. Of course, nothing is so explainable.
Yes, and a picture says 1,000 words. I mean, that's an understatement.
Also, we see like some marks on the walls, like little columns that are made from the bricks, right?
Yeah.
They say it's like reinforcing, but I don't think it's reinforcing. I think it's also the part of the ancient building, but they totally reconstructed and renovated the top of it.
Mm, yeah. Like how far back does history goes? I mean, you never know, man. Never know, man.
So, like, imagine if this is like a third or second floor sticking right now, and some are even below,
But
but the top was ruined by some explosion or bombardment, and people come and reconstruct the building
right.
using the older basement, older foundation. It's easier because they really tough and in great condition. Why to lose them? Why to demolish all this stuff? So lose so many force and money and labor to totally erase the older buildings and construct new ones if they are decent enough to construct above them and extend those
Right.
buildings.
To extend a building. That makes sense, Philip, that you say
That
that.
makes sense just because it's the money. Follow the money. It's simple explanation for all this stuff. So why don't you tell anyone else? Because you spend the money, and so
Right.
you steal the building from the previous owners first. Remember that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's it's a word I want to use. It's called a preponderance of evidence of this mud flood. A preponderance. Okay. Overwhelming amount of evidence of this. And why do you think they had to excavate everything? It all makes sense now.
Yeah,
It all makes
all those bunch of sinkholes in the towns when the cars
yes.
just sinking
Yes.
in the traffic. It's all because of the
Yes.
ancient buildings below us, and they just roofs of them and some hanging, uh, construction bars. Also, they have some containment rate, and this containment rate is changing each year. So if you have some pressure above it, you have like a sinkhole, because those buildings won't hold on for long. It's like 200 years. It's like very tough. So they have sinkholes in Russia each and everywhere,
Right.
and people start excavations and find out that there's a building underneath.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And everywhere it's red brick. Somebody posted the video from
But
Toronto. Um Also, our friend on Facebook, who's North American Mudflat Evidence
right.
Group, he posted a video when he has a hill and a red brick underneath, red brick hidden building, something like this. So it's very interesting.
Beautiful.
And this is what they call a dust bowl, something, or volcanic ash, or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
So it's like dry thing coming from the air and settling down.
Mm.
But of course, check out the roofs. Roofs are almost clean,
Right.
almost.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. It's all people don't know what they're talking about.
This is probably Sukharevskaya Tower demolition,
Well, there's a lot
but
of places like this. There were pictures that were just was left and they never got around to it.
yeah,
Um,
whatever.
and throughout all over the world, you see places like this. Even as far you can even into places like New York City, like
Yeah,
Bronx area. Up that way, there was a lot of places that were still with a lot of dirt mounds on them.
yeah, and we have to understand that cities, if they were mining around those days, probably they were leaving the terraces. Terraces are flat surfaces, step by step on each level. They have the ability to build houses and tree and streets on them. So we looking exactly what you are showing right now. So it's like a previous terrace on the hill, and like an ancient quarry terrace. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Like have a big quarry, and quarry is a mining area, and you have a terraces where those excavators and stuff like this are, riding around so they can, go on top of the hill. And
Mm.
that's how you get those crazy landscapes when you have this terrace type of agriculture in China. When you look at the
Oh
mountains,
yeah,
and they have those step by
you,
step like mountains and all this stuff. They say it's cleaned up, but actually, what was terraforming those mountains and those hills before?
you, and photos like this, Philip, bewilders my mind and bewilders me. and it touches something in the imagination department of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, damn, man, like, and you could just see so obvious, you know, where the mud came from, what direction, and where the mud flood, and what evidence where the mud went. And this type of evidence is all over the world like this, and you can see how what they just did is just refitted these buildings, you know, and made accommodations,
Yeah.
you know.
Upgraded them sometimes reinforced, sometimes used. Sometimes they didn't have enough money to excavate it, so they left one
Right.
side non-excavated. So it's like,
Yeah.
whatever's cheaper and faster to establish new life
Yes.
was used.
And that's what we're seeing too. Yep. So that was it on that one. There was, I think, another photo that I saw. It's actually pretty cool.
I'll try to send you a link right now on Facebook, so maybe you can slideshow the pictures after you finish with yours. Also, my pictures that I wanted to show you because I can screen share.
Oh, yeah, cool. Check this out. See a fascist, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened there.
Like a column, something.
Yeah, it's like a column, but it's fascist basically, and you got griffins on the bottom of this thing, man. It's a beautiful picture.
I'm not sure if that's a fascist, in fact.
I don't know, man. I'm thinking it's sort of like a fascist.
Fascist would be like a lot bigger in diameter. So, and we could. This is probably like a parallel scratch decoration. I think, not just fascist. Fascist like they have them sticking from the top also.
Well, I don't know. One could argue that this
Can you
is
can,
a lot of
you
that's
zoom?
a lot of the statues that look like this, and they have these things that represent coils and these things that wrap around. It's looking like a goddamn fascist, man.
Can you zoom in the top, underneath the feet of this woman
Okay.
goddess?
Let me see. This is a weird thing to work to operate. And yeah, that's it. That's the best I got. Without going crazy. So what I'm saying, right?
It can represent what. So what is your point? Okay, what is your
No,
point?
I was just showing. I was just saying. Thought this was a pretty cool pic. I see
Okay.
griffins and I see a fascist. And it's like,
So
okay.
you stick into the theory that the fascists were actually the energy weapon, right? Or it was what?
Well, yeah, it's sometimes used as a symbol of directed energy, and yes, it was used as a directed energy weapon. Absolutely.
As an ancient technology, like a cargo occult device, or it was actually a device.
Right. Yeah. Why couldn't it be? I mean, we're talking about ancients that were pretty smart, man. You know. Also, too, I saw this. It's pretty cool.
Ah, this is with the dragons, right?
The dragons. Well, it could be, but I saw this. This was about the giants.
I saw dragons in the bottom, on the top, in the bottom right angle of.
Okay. So let me see this. I think there's a date on here. Let's see this date. It says, I think 1552 or something like that, or I-52 something. Well, what the reason why I wanted to show this was pretty interesting. See this right here?
Yep.
Okay, so this would be that would be the Gulf of Mexico. This would be South America. So this would be at the tip, right? So what I saw was Um, this is a blowed up picture
Mm-hmm.
of that. See this?
Yep.
The Patagons, right? The Patagonians, right? That's what they were called, those giants. See?
Patagons is like a country in Argentina. It's like
Right,
a region.
right. But they also called, that was also, they called, that's where the giants lived. And that's what they, it was a race of giants. It was a,
Mm-hmm. Mm. I see. I see.
right. And I saw this. This was actually pretty cool. I was pretty blowing a picture, you know. And
Like they were depicting each region with some type of image of who were inhabitants, right?
yes,
Mm.
exactly. And then on the bottom, you see right here, you see they even put giant region, like regional.
Gigantum Regio.
Yeah, right. So right on the map, man. So one could argue, man, there's overwhelming evidence that that we coexisted with these giants. And people think, oh, it's these huge. We're talking about these things that were 10, 11, 12, 13 feet. That's
Yep.
what we're talking about. That's what we're calling giants. We're calling
Right.
things. We're calling giants. So I'm 6'3". So here's an example. It's something that is 9, 10 foot, 11 foot is a giant to me. To me, it's a giant. What are we talking about? That's what we got midgets. It's still humanoid, but it's a midget. You call it what you want to call it. Give it any scientific name you want. It's a smaller human being. Okay.
Of course.
You know what I mean? It's like, and people, it's just crazy, man. Mind blowing. But I thought I wanted to
Yeah.
share that.
We have so many coincidental evidence of giants, so it's like tons of it, but nobody cares actually. Just like
Right.
we have to bring it up, just like we brought the mud flood, we have to bring up the giants topic one more time.
Absolutely. This map was in the mid 1500s as well. And I thought it was interesting because you have land on this map that I always talk about mysteriously disappeared off these ancient maps. And this is a good example of what I'm talking about. As you hear, you can see Antarctica on the bottom part.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got Antarctica on the bottom,
But
and
Terra
right,
Australis.
yeah. Well, it says Antarctica on here too. So, and you see where there's like cities
Yep.
over here in Antarctica, and this doesn't look. I don't see any ice over here, man. This is not ice. Okay, there's no
Yep.
ice.
Remember, we were talking about the pressure of the gas and how it's freezing. It has the freezing temperatures. So it's like, of course, they had no ice. This is the point because they had the better weather. And once the gas was releasing the pressure, the two parts of the opposite, were freezing. So
Right,
it's like, so they were
right.
freezing
It's crazy, man.
right in the left part of from the center. A center is you know what the center is. Center was between Canada and Russia, so it's like you have it like in the center, and like an apple structure,
Okay,
it's like a wave of freezing temperature around these, you know whatever you call it, dome or whatever. So and everybody knows that if you go higher, the temperature is going lower, right?
right,
And also if you go towards the coldest areas, it's all also, has some critical temperature. So it's like 50, 60 Celsius, minus 50 Celsius, something like this.
right,
So it's okay to freeze a person with this temperature. So it's a good enough temperature to freeze all those mammoths and those mud that we see and is actually around Tartaria right now in Canada right now. So that kind of explains all this stuff. So as if they depict in Antarctica without ice, this is quite good evidence that before
Absolutely.
it was without ice. So they had
Yes.
a bigger pressure, and they
Yes.
had giants because of that. Because giants live with the bigger pressure. In the low
Right.
pressure atmosphere, what they do, they cannot live. They have the bone problem, and they like
Right.
they get sicker and they get smaller, smaller, smaller,
Right.
smaller. So they
Yeah,
weaken.
and it's amazing. And if we're going to come up here right to the north, we'll go right to the north before we go anything else. Well, I always talk about Hyboria,
Yep.
where where Mount Meru at, and you look at on all these maps that this is no longer on all these maps. They would actually deny this. Actually, put ice over here, and they're hiding these lands over here for some fucking reason. I have no idea.
They froze it with gas frozen. So it's like they frozen right
Well,
now.
I
You,
don't.
you
Yeah,
come,
one.
you come to there, you watch the binoculars, you see the frozen land, and you like, well, it's ice.
I
But
know,
put
but one could argue, Philip. I know you live closer up there than I do, but one could argue that there is no ice up there. It's only and that's where they're hiding that land. And even if there's ice up there, this what's under that ice is this.
yeah, nobody will show you what's under ice, but you can see ice. This is
Right.
what you see. You see ice, and you don't go there because
Yeah, but
ice is ice. What are
right.
you supposed to excavate the ice? So nobody does that.
Yeah.
So
But you got
nobody
to be
can.
right. There's places like in there's places like on your are on Earth where you have these thermals
Yep.
pocket places where you would think that it should be like it would be frozen, but it's not. They're like thermal lakes. Um,
Yeah,
this
of
place
course.
is a special place, man. You know what I mean? Like, this is a special place, man. So, and if that's where the toroidal fields is coming out of,
Taurus,
you
Taurus.
know what I mean? Like, we just right. It's just all speculation. From there, but they're definitely hiding that area, that regions. That's why no flights can go over there, over the North Pole. That's why they keep us from up there. It's highly militarized.
Yeah.
Um,
And this is where your boiling room is.
that's what I'm thinking, Philip. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, boss. And you look at this. You got Mexicana right here. Mexicana, man. And we know Mexico was well established. They had so many cities, all of this, okay? And it's just amazing.
Yeah. And what they
Oh,
did, what I think they did is they brought a bunch of maps with those edited dates on them. And they like, mixing stuff up. Of course, the maps depicting the real thing, but they chose editing of the dates, not the maps. So they showing us different maps from different timelines and like editing the dates so we can figure out that like who would be thinking about the global model in what do you say the age of this map, date of this map?
it's in the 1500s.
1500, so it's 14
So let me get the
or
right
15,
date right here. So it's 1526
1526. So if
or
we have,
I-526. Who knows? Is is that a J or I? Who knows, Philip? So you could be right, man.
so it could
You know,
so it could be like maybe 1526, it could be 1726, right?
right, right. Look what the trumpet of cancer is at, like, and it's showing like, and we know they started pushing the globe model, the Masons, in 1492.
Yeah,
They were
it could
pushing
be,
it,
it
so
could be
that
just map brought from from other districts. So like bringing the maps from different cells, all
right.
the cells look alike. So most of them have even similar continents.
Right.
That's what kind of explains why we have
Look at that.
similar dates on the maps, but maps look different
Right. And look at
because
the and look at it.
maps are different cells. This is what it really explains it.
Well, here's a problem. But this just goes to show you that whole Christopher Columbus all bullshit is all nonsense. We're talking about well-established cities
Yeah,
right here,
yeah,
all over, man. Well-established cities all over this place.
yeah,
Okay, you know how old is really this place?
yeah.
You know,
Because
here we got. We're looking at North America without the what? The Great Lakes, man.
yep,
Okay, it's a lot. This is a lot going on here. So, and is this antediluvian? I mean, who knows? That's what I'm thinking. I have to use the Occam's razor, man. If I see maps without the Great Lakes, and then I know about Noah's flood, I know Noah's flood was a real event. Yeah, I mean, I know it happened. I mean, because you could just look at the evidence, of things being submerged underneath water, and the maps is a dead giveaway. So one could argue that if you look at these old maps and you don't see the Great Lakes, you could say it's antediluvian.
yep.
You know,
So bunch of cities everywhere.
everywhere, man. All inundated. I mean, well established.
And these are only the shore cities. Nobody's even depicted
Yes.
the inside ones.
Yes. And look at these people, man. These people, are these giants? I mean, who knows? But anyway, look at them. But look how they are. They just look, not to worry. I know these sea monsters on these maps mean something. It's origolical for something. And you got these cities in Antarctica. I mean, no ice whatsoever. And what you're saying is that that you heard of them having pineapples in Siberia, growing them.
In Russia.
In Russia, right? It's very, very plausible, man. Plausible as hell. So
We have a word, bespechny. Bespechny means like careless. And if you make an anagram from this word, like bes, it's like without, and pech, stove, without stove. The person without stove, it's like careless, because why connect the dots? Careless without stove.
right.
It's wet because it's got cold and you don't have any stove to heat your house. That's the problem. You're careless.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I used this map before. This is another map. This is a map.
Look at the yellow color.
That's all Tartarian Empire. That's all Tartarian Empire.
This is how they depicted it, and now they editing the center of the map to erase all those cities in America.
Yes.
Clean. That's why you don't see any cities in the center of America, because they edited later, just cleaned it up and showing us like they didn't know
Deception from way back then, right? Absolutely.
They knew it was Tartarian, but they didn't know what was inside because nobody let them in. And they didn't know, and that's why they erased it.
And we know the Tartarian Empire was all the way in Peru as well, too.
Yeah, probably it was already under Spanish control.
Yes.
So, because the lady picture in it red, as you can see. Red,
yes.
And the red is Europe also is red.
Yes.
But Africa is blue. So Africa was probably independent.
Could have been. But it was at that time. But we also know that the Tartarian Empire at times had pockets of these northern African coastal cities as well.
Have you seen Martin or somebody showing us, showing people the pictures of Congo, like Portuguese conquest of Congo, and there were like
Yes.
white people there.
Yes. Amazing. Yeah. Well, the map. I have a map. We can show you a map where Africa is in a totally different place.
Africa
You
is
know,
huge. It's huge.
let me tell you something. I've been hearing stories that saying that these people that control this world, that took over these lands a long time ago, they rearranged shit, man. Like Syria wasn't always where Syria was. Africa wasn't always where Africa was. Yeah, man. You know, I haven't really looked deep in it, but who knows? Everything's on the table, Philip. You know, everything's on the table, man. You know,
Yeah.
I just found out about Tartaria last year, man.
Yeah, I think we just
24 years
find
old.
out all this crazy stuff a couple of years before. We didn't know shit about this, actually. But right now, we find information about Australia, that Australia, inside of Australia, is like closed territory also, just like Antarctica. So it's
Right.
like, who knows? Maybe.
At one point in time, you're right, who knows? At one point in time, Phil, you know, you got to be honest with yourself. You got to wake the fuck up, man, and say that it's so obvious that they're lying and trying to keep us stuck in this fucking bullshit paradigm. Look at this for an example. This is the maps that you would get today, okay, on the bottom here, right? This is the bullshit maps, right? Now, we know how detailed and with the intricacy and detailed cities and writing that these cartographers made and these map makers made, and to display, they're real proud of their maps. And now today, and their maps are horrible. Horrible. They get vague, shitty images. They're hiding shit, bad CGI, and it's just a totally difference. So at the bottom, you have, this is what this is now, okay? And I'm going to show you all the land that they're hiding and covering up. So now, and here on this map, they're just showing water. They're not even showing ice, okay? They're showing just water.
I think what we know is Greenland is also the part of the sunken.
Yeah, look at this. So here you have here, right here, and look at all of this fucking land that they just took off this map.
Yep.
Right. So is it sunken? How do we fucking know? Or are they completely, or are we just quarantined or cut off from that shit? Because this is where the controllers, and this is their land that these people bought, or they're hiding from us, or some type of ancient civilization that's here, that's controlling the show. Who knows, man? Who knows, man? I can't. I don't never want to come to the point where, oh yeah, I know everything. I'm still learning. Every day I learn something new. Every day is a new discovery. Every day my mind is blown. And I'm just a student in this journey, man. Because I understand that everything that I was taught is a bunch of bullshit. So I must take the time to relearn everything and question everything I ever was learned and taught.
Yeah, we have to exchange this information. Like we were in school, we were exchanging the information with our, fellows and friends. And it's like double learning, two-level learning, when you learn from the teacher and when you learn from the community. And sometimes some people catch up a little bit faster on some, maths or physics, and they can bring new information. So it's like, okay, to have a community.
Right.
So type of fellowship, I don't know. I'd like to have like 100, 200 channels on this topic, so we can exchange information actually, because meet and chat, this is what we want. We don't want this topic to just die. We will continue with giants. We'll continue with, ancient technologies, which is like, we continue with frequencies, because starforts and frequencies are also related, and we're gonna be talking about this the next one. We have like a couple crazy theories that sound crazy actually, but they could be true.
Yeah, no shit, man. Because someone made a theory about that the reason why they flooded this place because the giants were inside the earth and shit. and I laughed at that at first, but then I quickly I got serious because I was like, well, I can't dismiss anything. I can't dismiss anything because I haven't been all over this flat plane realm. I'm just finding out it is a flat plane realm. You know, I don't know. I mean, so you know, I mean, I don't know what's going on. So all I know, I'm trying to figure it out. It ain't what they say it is. It's not a spinning ball in outer space. So, and you know what I mean. And it's a flat plane realm. Exactly what it is. The physics of water alone destroys anything.
Yeah.
Water always finds its level. Water must be contained. Large bodies of water must be contained. You know, and water does not conform around the exterior of a ball.
Yeah, it's called the double learning. The people in the chat saying
Oh,
double,
word.
double learning.
Oh, word. Shout out to people in the chat. I can't see the chat right now, but hello to everybody in the chat. Thanks for tuning in.
Martin Manson called him Martin Manson because this is one of his ancestors' last name, probably mother's or somebody. He explained it a bunch of times, so people quit speculating on this Mason similarity. It's not very polite from you.
Right.
Phoenicians are parasites. Well, Phoenicians, Venetians, and Genoans are, you know, establishment of Venus Genoa Hansa Trading Union, or what we call right now Bankster Union. So it's like all those top bank that we know, they all belong to the same family. So they are establishment of this. They are very smart because they're hiding, and all those last names that we know, like Rothschild,
Right.
Morgan, you know, Baruch, and all this stuff. These just the visual parts of the iceberg. So what is beneath, what is below the iceberg, we don't know. So all those last names are very ancient, and those people are not Jews. Trust me.
Yes. Also, too, is I had someone, a subscriber, gave me from she was Russian, and she sent me a message in Russian. So I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Well, I don't, speak Russian. I can't, I don't, I don't know how to read Russian. So I just translated it. And she was concerned. She was like, well, how do you switch off like the caption? Like, how do I, like, so if I'm presenting videos, Philip, how do I turn on how do I turn the captions on to present so where people can understand from different countries in their language? Is that an option?
Captions, you have to upload those captions if you want them perfect. If you want auto captions are, you know, automatically updated once the video is processed. So it's not like immediate while you're broadcasting, but it's like in a couple of hours, maybe a day.
Oh, it automatically does that then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good then. So, because there was a concern, it was like, well, I was like, well, I didn't know that I had to do that. I didn't know I had to, go in, and like upload it.
Yeah, you can upload it if you have a text that you read, like a
yeah, that seems like a whole lot of work.
But
yeah,
it's just like a very routine job. It's not very fast.
Yeah, it seems like a whole lot more work too. So anyway, but I just wanted to share those photos, and
this one was from Washington. Last one. Yeah, stop the sharing.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, people, thanks a lot for joining us today. So Richard is coming up with the Starfort chat, and probably he's some ideas, some comments that he's wanted to edit. So stick around to his channel and look for the promotion message of this very good Starfort video that we made. We were really doing it for you, for those who don't understand well Starforts, because a lot of speculations on Starforts.
Right.
I'm
exactly.
actually wanted to show you guys the footage today, but we have no time already. It's too late. So I'm gonna make a video maybe tomorrow, short one, with this footage from Kremlin, which actually shows that Kremlin was built on the star fort. So, Richard, do you want to say something?
Well, I sent Roxanne, the globalist denier. I sent her. I'm just waiting for her to get back. But she's actually doing an interview with Robin right now. So we got a lot of big things going on, Philip. It looks like me and T Marble have decided to bring Flat Earth Offensive to the UK and join up with some Flat Earth friends in the UK to be a part of a tour and for the UK. And I think that's going to be really big. There's a lot more information coming out on that. That's going to be pretty good. So there's going to be a lot of hype on that because that's going to be big. So
yeah. When are you planning to do that?
It's going to be September. September for the UK convention and the UK conference. Yeah, so details. So coming up, and it's going to be big, man. You know, just so you guys out there know that exactly what hardcore flat earthers and truthers, and trying to get people to wake up. And Flat Earth is my favorite because it's the mother of all lies, folks. They did a number on us, man. And the only thing that NASA took to space was our imagination. And that's the only way we wake people up, by doing that. But yeah, that's it. Coming up, I'll keep everybody posted on that.
Yeah, thanks a lot for watching us, guys. See you later. Bye.
Bye.